Our next topic of discussion is refinement. Refinement is a special type of improvement method that can only be performed on your weapon. It provides two very specific benefits, and therefore it can be considered useless if your character cannot utilize either of them. It's the same thing that we said about reinforcement for completely fixed damage classes. If your character doesn't benefit from the stats it gives, then there's not much reason to even bother with it, right? Although, refinement does give your weapon this yellow glow cosmetically. Maybe that's reason enough? It sure was for me. Anyway, our helper actually isn't in Underfoot like everyone else, which is why we've made our way to the city of Shonen. Thanks for the ride, Woo.
Anytime, Rick. No, seriously, I take care just to and from Shonen, like, literally anytime.
Oh look, there he is now. Just the guy I wanted to speak to. Dude, why are you staring at us like that, man?
What did he tell you about me, newbie?
Whoa, June man, hello is just fine.
No, you shut up, Rick. I heard you've been talking all kinds of shit behind people's back.
Harry and Clonter are Hitler though, dude. I said it to their faces.
That is true. And I'm not nearly as bad.
That is a fact, and that's why I like you, man. Refinement can be performed here at June, and again, there is a standard issue refinement machine in all guild halls. Okay, so your refinement level is shown as a purple stat on your weapon. Again, this system can only be performed on your weapon. As you can see right here, it is hidden in purple and shows the two stats that it gives: independent damage and abnormal status damage. Again, like I said, if your character has no use for these stats, then you have no use for June and refinement. Also, refinement gives exorcism as well, but by and large that's just a minor point and I'm not gonna even talk about it. Independent damage will increase the damage of skills that have any component of fixed damage on it. Look at your skills. There are two ways to see if you have fixed damage or not. This icon right here indicates that the damage the skill does is fixed, and independent damage will help it. Also, if you look at the skill damage, if there is any component that flat out says it does a certain amount of damage without the percentage sign, again, that is fixed damage. This guide isn't about stats or damage types, so I'll leave it at that. Abnormal status damage is relatively rare in this game aside from the key classes who utilize it. This is damage that comes from status effects. I'm talking bleed, burn, electrocution, and poison. This, for instance, can affect some proc builds with classes like Vagabond or Weapon Master who can do electrocution or bleeding damage, but it primarily applies to both the female and male brawler who use these damage types as a main source of damage.
In this case, refinement becomes the most pivotal upgrading consideration, since the abnormal status damage can get upwards of 100% when upgraded to the max on a powerful weapon.
Speaking of that, the maximum refinement rate is 7.
Wait, Rick, you don't know shit! The max refinement rate is 8! 8 is the maximum now.
8? What the fuck? When did you decide to... The max refinement level is 8. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. It's important to stay updated with the game and don't take everything that I say here as gospel, since some of the content I have in these videos may be outdated or modified by the time that you actually see it, or I guess whenever June decides to change his mind.
Oh please, it's been like that for almost 2 years, man.
The refinement rate will, as you might expect, increase the stat values exponentially, and like almost all improvement methods, is slightly affected by things like item rarity and item level. Now there's a reason why everyone hates Kiri and Clonter and generally are okay with June, and that's because his upgrade methods are a whole lot more lenient. First off, refining doesn't cost any gold, already a huge benefit over those gold guzzlers over there in Underfoot. But secondly, your current refinement level will never reduce upon failure, meaning that your journey to +8 is essentially guaranteed. Now I'm not saying that you won't fail, because oh god you will, but the only thing you're going to be losing is the material for the attempt. That material being an item called powerful energy, and it looks like this. You'll, as expected, need a slightly increasing amount of them dependent on the refinement level attempt. By the by, June, I know we're cool and all, but who the hell named this item? I sure hope it wasn't you, dude. This is the most ambiguous stupid name that you could think of.
No, you shut up, Rick. This name's fine. Anyway, Ryan Cokes was a stupid, most nonsense name.
Oh man, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I'll give you that. Then this is the second dumbest name that you came up with.
Just shut up and tell this newbie where you can get some powerful energies.
Alright, these are all of the known locations, and trust me, there are a lot to obtain powerful energies, or PE for short.
Powerful energies are bound on the character that received them, so if you have an untradeable weapon on a character that you want to refine, you need to farm energies on that character.
Alright, first is right around the corner here in the Suju tournament grounds. Both the Silver and Gold Dragon tournament fighters will drop one at almost 100% of the time. You get entries to enter that dungeon by buying them from June with Endless Eternities and Red Cubes, which, now that I'm thinking about it, already sounds like the biggest scam ever.
No, you shut up, Rick.
Once you're high enough level and get access access to Mount Cullen, also in Shonen, the second dungeon, Iron Golem, drops a random amount of powerful energies on the reg. In fact, if you were to ask me, this is personally my favorite farming location for powerful energies. This dungeon is only 4 rooms long, including the boss, and it can be affected by one of the after dungeon buffs to give you even more PE. It costs a hefty 8 FP per try, but if you're uninterested in the FP cost, this is the most real-time efficient method. All dungeons in Mount Cullen also have a chance of dropping a random PE pot as well. You can enter Dark Elf Ruins twice a day at most. The Inner Temple dungeon drops 4 PE on the 1 and 2 star difficulties, and 8 PE on the 3 and 4 star difficulties. I suggest doing 3 star 2 times a day whenever this dungeon is available to get 16 really easily. Enjoy Ferrero's weekly voyage dungeons, a recap of which can be found here. The first dungeon drops 50 per try, and you can do it 3 times a week if you so choose, so that's basically 150 a week right there. An extremely common place to farm this is in the Mirror Arad. You are allowed to enter Mirror Arad a total of 10 times per character. If you complete the associated quest in the dungeon, you receive a box which gives you an EXP pill, and 2 boxes of which give a random amount of Endless Eternities and powerful energies. Usually you only get a few, but sometimes you might get lucky and the box crits and gives you a whole bunch. Some NPCs will also trade you powerful energies as a reward. Sarah Kierman can give you some at the price of some weekly challenge tokens. The NPC in the guild dungeon will trade you some for some guild certificates, and lastly, the Terranium merchant can give you some by trading in refined Terranium. Not recommended from him though, he's a fucking scammer, man, I'll tell you what. And that marks all of the staple systems of the game which can potentially give you PE. Just keep in mind various events may also give PE or other refinement related items as rewards, as they do so very regularly. Now, like I alluded to, the system is very straightforward. You put your items in and it consumes the material. The rates are low, probably given by the fact that they do not display your success chance at all, even starting from level 1. So if you think, oh, it's gonna be fine for the first few levels like Reinforcement is, think again. This is a chore all the way from the start. But to circumvent this as much as possible, there are a few items that you should be aware of. There exists 2 refinement tickets that when used will instantly boost your refinement rate to the number indicated. There's one for +3 refinement and another for +5. Even the +3, as I was mentioning, can be a massive boost instead of wasting a ton of materials trying to get there manually. The issue here though is that these tickets can only be obtained in the Lost Treasure as a random prize, much like the Reinforcement tickets. And because people know of their effectiveness, they will sell for quite a bit in the auction hall. I oftentimes think it's worth the money for a +3, but the +5 nowadays are skyrocketing out of control. Oddly enough, I don't recall ever getting a refinement ticket as an event item, so it's up to you whether or not you bother with it. Lastly, like the reinforcers, there are free refinement braziers which look like mini refiners. They will attempt the refinement level without the use of powerful energies. Great for high level refinement attempts, and we get those very commonly in events, so keep some weapons in mind to use them on. Again, considering whether your character even benefits or not from it. At the end of the day, you're going to need a boatload of powerful energies to get your weapon refined to the max level. It's not an easy process and something you deliberately have to stride towards over a long period of time. Make sure the weapon you're doing it on is worth all of this effort.
No, shut up, Rick. It's not as hard as you're making it seem. Just go out there and farm those powerful energies, alright? I'll do the rest.
As he scams you out of your horribly named energies. Anyway, June, nice seeing you, man. We're heading back to Underfoot. I've got to show this guy all about Arad's children's card game.
The enchanting system, huh?
It's time.